Hi guys, got another knife review for you. Today we're going to be talking about the Gerber EAB knife. EAB stands for Exchange Blade. And as you'll see here, unlike standard pocket knives that have their own integral blade, this one uses disposable razor blades. This isn't the original razor blade that came with the knife. It was a no-name one with no labeling on it. I'm actually using Irwin Blades, another reviewer for knives by the name of Nutnfancy. He recommended these, and I tried them out. I like them a lot. They're a little bit more expensive than your standard razor blades, but they're a lot stronger and they're worth it. The edge is held a lot longer, so you're actually going to have more value, more use out of these. So spend the extra bit of money and try the Irwin Blades out. It is a all stainless steel design. I've actually had two of these. The first one I had I gave to a friend because he picked it up and he liked it so much that I just gave it to him as a gift. The second one that I bought for myself I noticed is a little bit more stiff, so you might find that the opening and closing action is stiffer than you'd like it to be. Spend a couple of days opening and closing it and eventually it should loosen up. It is a liner lock design, in case you don't know. A liner lock, it has a frame and a piece of metal from the frame bends inside, and as you open the knife it finally engages in the middle to keep the knife stable. So if you look at this piece right here, see it slides and clicks in right there. And to disengage the lock, you just simply push this in so that you can close it like so. This little black piece right here, this is a piece of electrical tape. I find that the liner lock on this knife, they tend to have a little bit of a sharp edge, not enough to cut you, but a little bit more than you'd like to have to be comfortable. So just cut a piece of electrical tape and cover it right here. It's pretty easy, it makes it a little bit softer, and you're going to wear down your thumb a bit less. After a couple of days of opening and closing, it loosens up. Action's smooth now. Just give it a little bit of time. And plus, some of you will, like, if you're like me, it's just fun to like open and close these knives just to get that nice, satisfying click. Action smooth now. There is no play at all, side to side or up and down, which is not surprising seeing as this is a stainless steel design, completely stainless steel. Once you lock it open, this depression here, which is where the knife spine fits in, it makes kind of a nice pseudo choil, which is a curve behind the blade, so you can fit your fingers in under here and get a nice grasp. No jimping on the back, but I don't think it's really needed for this particular design. So you get a nice grasp right here. Locks in tight. And also you have a finger guard to protect you from the blade cutting surface. And it protects you from getting cut when you're closing too, because as I disengage the lock, you'll see like this comes in contact with my thumb before it touches anything else. So I don't have to worry about cutting my finger at all when I'm closing and opening it, or when I'm actually using it. Actually, I should talk to that. This little guard right here, this is the newer version of the EAB knife. There is another version that has been recalled, and the way you can tell between the two is this piece of metal here is on both sides. So there'll be this and this here. On the older model, you'll just see one side, and then on the other side you'll see the entire length of the razor blade edge. Do not buy that version, because some people have talked about it. When they're using this in heavy-duty use, the screw will come loose, the blade will come off, and since this is only being covered on one side, some people have talked about how their fingers have slid, or the blade has actually come loose and then cut their finger and lacerated so bad that it's actually gotten to the bone and they've had to go to the ER. But if you have the newer version with this metal guard on both sides right here, you're not going to have to worry about that. Plus it means that there's no way the screw can become disengaged, because this holds the blade. If you'll see here, it fits inside of this metal guard right here. So even if this lock became disengaged, it's not going to go past this metal section. So don't worry about that. If you happen to have an older version of this knife that only has one-sided guard, just contact Gerber and they'll be happy to replace it with the newer version. And I think they'll even pay for shipping. Like, they'll send you a prepaid mailer for you to send the knife in. So have a look at that. Fit and finish is really good. I don't see any tooling marks, or there were no tooling marks. There's a lot of wear on this one right now, but when I first got it, it was totally fine. No rough spots or anything like that. The only thing you had to worry about is the action of the pivot, but just give it some wear. There is the screw that holds the razor blade in, and you can kind of use that like a thumb stud. It doesn't stick out that much. Some people have talked about replacing it with a hex screw that sticks out more. I don't really have a problem with it. This sticks out just enough for me to grab it. But if you want more purchase, yes, you can replace it. On the back, you have an integral pocket clip. This doesn't come out. It's part of the knife. So if you wear this out and this breaks off, you're out of luck. You're going to have to just carry it in your pocket. Although one thing I do like is it goes all the way to the top of the knife. So it's, and by the way, it's tip-up carry. When you stick this in your pocket, the material is going to go all the way up, so you're not going to have that much of your knife showing. You're basically just going to have the clip showing, so that's great. So I like that. Unfortunately, I wish there were a way for them to have this screwed on so that I could get rid of the clip if I wanted to, or replace the clip if it broke. But I can live to that. Nice action. What else can I talk to you here before I let you guys go? The knife, the overall length is 4.1 inches. Length closed is 2.4 inches. With a blade length of, well, on the catalog it says 1.7 inches, but I find the cutting surface itself is 1.5 inches. And let me actually bring this out for comparison. This is 1.5 inches. I did another review on the Boker Subcom. If you'll look here, the knife edges are exactly the same, or almost the same. It's a little bit longer on the Subcom, but pretty comparable. So not bad for this. So you can abuse the hell out of this knife and not have to worry about it, because once the blade is dull, you don't have to worry about any sharpening. You just remove the pivot screw and you can throw away the blade. Incidentally, I had a friend who was talking and he said, like, well, since you can't bring knives on planes, could I just bring this with me? Get rid of the blade and just carry the frame. I guess you could do that in theory. I don't know how security will feel about you just having this frame, but you can. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this screw. Just give you guys a look at what this thing looks like without the blade. So this is the screw. If you want, I guess you can go to a hardware store and show them this thread and try to find something with a larger tip. Just remove this and then screw this back in. Now I have screwed this back in. The screw actually comes out a little bit on the other side without the blade. When there is a blade here, it's flush. So you're going to have to deal with that if you're just going to carry the frame. But I don't recommend this, so I mean, don't say I told you to do this, but technically, since this doesn't have a blade, it doesn't count as a knife, so if you wanted, you could just carry this part and use it as a money clip, which is what it's marketed as, a money clip / pocket knife. And then when you get to your destination, you could just buy a razor blade and replace it in. So that's my review of the Gerber EAB knife. It retails for, I think, $15. I got it at Target for $12. For a $12 knife, that's an incredible bargain. A good heavy-use knife that you can just abuse, exchange the blades, and it's going to last forever. Not bad. The only thing I'm going to give it a hit for is the weight, which is 2.2 ounces, but that's not surprising as this is completely stainless steel. Running out of time now. That's my review of the Gerber EAB knife. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, guys. Bye.